third unit. Let's open.
Yeah, definitely on my list.
This is on top of the building.
Alright. Sorry, that's Patty.
Oh.
We're touring separately today, so we check in to save each other time. Like, don't see this one and do see that.
Oh, gotcha. So this is top and the back.
Yeah, top back. And the middle back is the same layout as this, so.
Here's another remodeled kitchen.
Yeah.
A few light fixtures. Looks like a closet. Pantry.
Split bath.
Well, on the surface, there's not a lot of work that needs to be done.
Right, and it's, I mean, we have the rent rolls. It's pretty decent rent rolls.
Yeah.
What I like about it, well, I love the location and the size of this place. It made sense. I don't think it's an unfair price, but I think he priced it what he'd like to get, and I think here I'd go in a little bit under what he's asking, because he's a developer, he's a pretty smart guy.
Right.
So he knows the market's a little wobbly. This is not a TIC building, this is an investment building.
So, out of curiosity, when you first started off renting buildings out,
yeah.
I'm assuming that's at least 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that.
I'm look that old, huh?
You look that successful. Were the GRMs around 16? The reason why I asked is because I was actually talking to my father the other day, and he started this stuff back in the late 70s, early 80s in Los Angeles. And he's telling me, back then he used to get GRMs around 8 and 9. And I don't know how much of that is LA versus San Francisco. I don't know how much of that is 1980s high interest rate versus today low interest rate.
Right.
I don't know.
Patty would be a great person to ask to compare, because she was actually doing it back in the 70s and 80s, where I wasn't. So this, as far as I know, for the past 10 years, this is normal. The cap rates in the GRM we're talking about, in the 4% range for the cap rates, and 16 to 18 for the GRM. I mean, that's typical. San Francisco isn't a fabulous place to be a landlord, except for the frosting on top, which is the appreciation of the buildings.
Right.
So that's why we say it's so important to buy the right building, the right location, with the right tenant profile, and hopefully maintain that tenant profile. Like you say here, if one of these people moves out, and you have this place rented in 2 seconds. That's what the appeal when we first walked in, because so much of what you see in multi-units is just junk. But I don't even want to tell you. I don't even want to say, take the time to type the sentence, I saw this, because it's like, don't even bother.
Not as much as you. I've seen a little bit of it,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is, we always say like 1 in 15 properties is worth looking at, and it's probably worse ratio for rentals, for investment buildings, because landlords don't tend to put money in. So this guy's done a pretty decent job, and I like that he's done some unsexy things, like structural and electrical and separate meters, because that doesn't catch your eye with the building, but it makes a big difference in your long-term expenditures. Having utilities taken care of by tenants, and you probably aren't going to have issues here with infrastructure.
What do you dislike about the building?
Well, from a purely artistic point of view, architectural, I hate that they chopped the units in half so they don't have the integrity. But
long hallways.
They still have high ceilings, and the floor plans are hideous. The one we just saw in stand-in, I don't know if you could ever fix that to make it rentable to a yuppie, no matter what location. They were bad floor plans. This is an okay floor plan. It's not an ideal floor plan, but I like that the bathroom is accessed off of a hall with a separate bedroom, separate living space, separate kitchen. Someone can actually live here. A couple can actually live here. And it's comfortable, but it's not so large that they get too comfortable. Because the minute you have an at-home office or a kid, you're out of here.
Oh, good point. You need them, so you're saying you want them to be a little bit cramped space.
Yeah. I want it to be comfortable and to appeal. Yeah. And here, if you look up the back, you actually get some city views. I mean, this is pleasant. And Fair Oaks is the kind of I don't know what happened to the Palm store. That used to be a tree place. And I imagine it's going to be developed now, because it's empty.
Well, wasn't that lot before a palm store?
Yeah.
What's the palm store?
But they sold live palms.
Oh, okay.
It's like a forest of palm trees, and some other trees too. And you go there to buy stuff for landscaping. But